Hey, B-Ran here. Doing a long video as like a recap for the Goggins challenge that I did Friday and Saturday and Sunday morning. Friday night, Saturday all day, and Sunday morning. I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday. I was kind of in a hurry to get some food, get cleaned up, get some sleep, rest. So it's been a little over 24 hours since I finished the challenge and had a lot of thoughts about it, thinking about the process, what was hard about it, what was easy about it. Without further ado, here's the recap. If you don't know the Goggins challenge, I didn't film everything along the run, but the Goggins challenge is a 4x4x48, which is 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours straight. You can run more than 4 hours, but it doesn't count toward your next run. So you have to run 4 hours at least every 4 miles at least every 4 hours for 48 hours. I started at 3 on Friday, ran for 4 miles, got back, and then so it was 3, 7, 11, 3, 7, 11, 3, 7, 11. I made a whiteboard, my son's easel actually, and I took that whiteboard and wrote the times down. That was the easy part of it. The easiest part of it was the planning of when to run. It was I just wrote out the times and then put a little box and then put check marks, and then off to the side I wanted to, 48 is close to 50 and 50 is really close to 52.4, and 52.4 is 2 full marathons. So I added off to the side my surplus, what I had, and I made sure that whenever I was feeling better, I made sure that surplus equaled to the surplus equaled to 4.4 miles at least, which equals the 2 full marathons. So that was the easy part of it. The nutrition was relatively easy because you didn't have to hurry and eat. You could just go run, come back, eat. You knew what you wanted. I have My Fitness, the free app, and I used that to kind of track to make sure my ratios were correct for carbs and proteins. But that was an easy part. What else was easy about it? That was pretty much all that was easy. It's very straightforward. And when I say easy, it's simple. It's a very simple challenge. The hard part of it. Something else that's easy. It's only 4 miles. So if it's hot out, you only got to deal with it for that 4 miles. So you can go out and run. You don't have to worry about baking in the heat for hours on end. You can get back, get some rest, and go back out. Now, I mentioned in the video a few times that I had 4 hours of rest in between. It's actually not. It's more like, okay, so we'll just call it an hour. I did it quicker. I did my 4 miles quicker than that, but you go out, however long it takes you to run, cuts into that 4 hours. However long it takes you to prep for the next run cuts into your 4 hours. However long you do anything cuts into that 4 hours of rest before you have to start again. So that made it kind of difficult because whenever you go out and you run, during the day it was okay, but 11 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, you had to come back and you had to make sure that your alarms were set. You had to make sure that your waters were refilled. You had to make sure that your nutrition was right for the next run or for the next block or stage or whatever you want to call it. So that was difficult. I did mention that Steve, my buddy from up north, he was talking, it was kind of like a Groundhog's Day type thing that were kind of got boring and mundane where you're doing the same thing over and over. Yeah, that was very true. It wasn't boring for a long time because it's only 4 hours. But what I found was hard was the hardest part was the mental, where you couldn't get away from it for the whole 48 hours. The whole 48 hours you were thinking about, I tried to focus on the next run, but you couldn't help but think about that you had the next run and then the next run and then the next run and then the next run. You just, it sits in you, in your brain, and you are constantly from the next to the next to the next. Second hardest part for me was the sleep factor. I usually don't sleep a whole lot anyway, but I do love sleep, and I do like structured sleep. There was no structure to it. I rested when I could. I slept when I could. I think I couldn't tell you exactly how long I slept. They were just naps. Sometimes my Garmin doesn't pick up a nap. Garmin's telling me that I only truly slept for about 3.5 hours the whole time. I think I napped here and there, but it wasn't very fun as far as that goes. So that was tough, because toward the end it just wears on you. Wears on you mentally, it wears on you physically, and the fact that you can't just get a whole lot of sleep or sustain sleep for a long period of time. So that was tough. Highlights of the run, obviously finishing it was cool. My favorite part of the run is when my wife went out and ran it with me. That personally was huge, because it's a big part of my life is running, and she supports that. And her going out, and it was hot, very, very, very hot this weekend, very, very muggy, very humid. Dew point was high, and she still found time to go and run 4 miles with me, which was really cool. And that also bleeds into the fact that she knew that I was here, but I wasn't really here for the last 2 days. So that's another really cool thing, is that she supports me in this. So, kudos to her for doing that. Outside of that, the personal, but just the run itself, what I found just fun, focused on the run itself, is you can do really hard things if you just mentally tell yourself you're going to do it. Discipline over motivation all day, every day. I did not want to wake up at 11, or I didn't sleep before the 11 o'clock run, but I did not want to wake up before the 3 o'clock run. I did not want to wake up before the 7 o'clock run. Those were my two hardest times. 3 in the morning and 7 in the morning were my two hardest times, because normally I'm asleep then, or shortly before it. So that was tough. That was fun. It was tough, but it was also fun, because I found out that I'm capable of more than I think I am, and you just got to tell yourself that you got to go do it. But I know I rambled. I was kind of all over the place there. I just kind of wanted to put it on video and just talk a little bit about it. If you have any questions about the run, please comment. I know there's only like 5 of you that watch me, and that's fine. I'm vlogging this for different reasons. I'm not really into it for the interaction. I'm just putting it out there for anybody that wants to watch it. Big thanks to David Goggins for setting it up. Guy is a madman. He put this together, I guess, during COVID to give people an alternative, or I don't know if it's an alternative, but give people a way to go test their limits mentally and physically, in an easy way, in a very simple way, straightforward way. Physically, though, I will say, going back to that, physically, yeah, I'm sore, but what do you expect? But I'm not like sore. I've been, that 35 miles that I ran on July 3rd. I think I was a little more sore then because of the straight run. Anyway, so yeah, that's the recap. That's it. Goggins challenge complete. 24 hours later, I'm still alive, still upright, and still loving life. That was a big accomplishment for me. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to take a few days off, get some rest, and then probably run Friday or Saturday this week, just to get back into it. But yeah, if you got any questions or anything, just comment, and I will do my best to answer it the best I can. Love you guys. Bye.